Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to introduce to you about one of the weapons that allows us to play with nowadays in certain circumstances, which would be BB guns. Now, what we're going to do specifically for this video is that we are going to test the power of two of my best BB guns. Honestly, I do enjoy a lot with playing them, and I believe this is going to be real fun. Now, before the real experiment, we'll first have a basic idea of the mechanism that is involved within different types of BB guns. Let's begin. The three most popular types of airsoft guns are gas, electric, and spring airsoft guns. First and foremost, we'll start with gas airsoft guns. A gas airsoft gun is a type of airsoft gun where the bullet is being pushed with not only the spring but also an external force of the gas. The gas being referred here is usually carbon dioxide or propane. This is how the mechanics work. When the trigger is being pulled, it causes a chain reaction which eventually starts the microfilter to work, allowing gas effect gas in the magazine to go through the chamber. An electric airsoft gun contains a motor within the barrel which is used as the powering force. When it comes to electric airsoft guns, the mechanism becomes more simplified. Firstly, the electric motor spins which pulls the spring backward. After that, the potential energy of the spring is ready to transfer to the bullet at any time. At last, we have the spring airsoft gun, which is also the type I'll be testing with for today's experiments. As you can see from this transparent spring airsoft gun, the power of the spring is simply being stored by pulling the bolt. In order to see it clearly, we are going to see the inner parts of one of my spring airsoft guns. Okay, so now we're seeing is an inner part of an spring airsoft gun. And even though I removed all those screws right here, but I think this part wouldn't come off. So because I think this part is being molded, so this is as much as we can see for this the inner part of this spring gun. So the mechanism that works in this one is that when you pull this bolt on the back, the bullet in this magazine will come directly to here. So after you pull the bolt will be stick to this part, right? It will be pulled on the back. And once you pull the trigger, this trigger will cause a little flap that is right here within this part to go down, right? To this flap to go down, and then this flap will release this bolt to its original position, which would cause the potential energy that is being stored within this spring to release and to that bullet, and finally the bullet will be shot. Alrighto, now it's time for some real shooting. Now you can see that this gun being placed on the table here would be the first gun that I'll be using for the power test. Now, apparently as you can see, this one is a pistol and the covers just looked all dusty and rusty because I think I haven't touched it for like 1 or 2 years. And I believe this would be a Glock type of pistol, and its real type will be 2.6C, as you can see from here, and it is using a 6mm bullet, which is a BB bullet. If you want to see it clearly, it will be right here, and now we will be opening this box right here. So, yep, the gun is right here, and this is the BBs right here. It looks kind of heavy, looks kind of cool. And when I just take this out, it just looks so cool. You know, have this right here. It feels kind of heavy, and I believe that 1/3 of its weight would be contained within this magazine here. So it's really kind of heavy, you know. And this one just looks so authentic, and I believe that it's gonna be really powerful, because when I just hold this thing right here, and it just looks so hard to pull it back. Okay, so I believe this is the first one that I'll be showing you. And now for the second one, put this on the back. Will be a big guy here. Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of large. I have no idea what type this is, but this one is much longer than the previous one, so I believe this one will be having a greater power than that one, because it would just have a longer spring, right? At all. So let's just open this up. You can see there's a handbook, and it's kind of irrelevant, but the gun is right here within. It's really long, I think, and it's not that kind of. Oh gosh, it's not that kind of heavy. It's just about the same weight. No, not the same weight, but yeah, it's kind of okay. It's kind of not that heavy, but here's the thing that you want to pull on the back, the bolt. So I believe. Well, this one seems much harder to pull it back on the back. So I believe this one will cause a greater harm or greater damage than the pistol. Yeah, it was cool, and this probably I'll be using this glass, or maybe not. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Okay, so the first item that we're going to test with this pistol right here is this hardboard. And as you can see, I draw a little bit target on myself, wishing that I could really hit the bullseye, but I don't think so, because it's going to look really tiny for my distance, which will be shown to you later. And this target, this item is being placed on a set of equipment that you can see. I kind of set it up by myself, and this item on the back would be a steel pot, and this would be the one that is protecting the walls right here, protecting the walls on the back, but also deflecting the bullet, the BBs, which means that it might be necessary to have like protecting gear, for example glasses. So let's move back a little to see where I stand. A few steps, right? And whoops, this will be the position that I'll be shooting on. It looks about 5 meters, I suppose. And now let's begin. Okay, now let's do the first shot. And well, of course, I'll be putting this pilot glass here, right? I'll be putting this down because I'm really afraid that the BBs will just be ricocheted on my eyes, which would be really dangerous. So that's something that needs to be noticed. Okay, let's do the first shot. Oh my god, that's so loud. Okay, the second shot. There's no ricocheting. Let's see what happens. Oh, I see those bullet holes right here. Man, I'm a bad shooter. They're right here, and we can see that some of those things are already been penetrated, right? The material is kind of hard, actually. You see, it's really kind of thick, but still, I think the bullet hole still managed to penetrate this hole right here. So I would say that, yeah, it's kind of working for this gun right now. And let's just check for the second gun. Now for the second one. Hit the target, come on. Second shot. Man, those bullets holes are definitely made by the second shot, and in comparison with the first gun, yeah, well, it seems that this one is like a total penetrator. It seems like it's, well, just look at it on the back. You see, it's already penetrating everything. It's already penetrating everything. So this gun, just like I predicted, must have a greater force, must exert a great force than the first pistol. Now the second material that we're going to be using is this face mask. We know that this is the age of the coronavirus, so we might as well just try this out, and you see that even a ball like this can penetrate a face mask like this. Now some people might say that a face mask might definitely be softer than a hardcover board. However, that's not always the case, because I just think that the materials that makes this face mask is really strong and hard and even elastic, and that is the reason why it cannot be easily penetrated by a hard force. And when you take a look at this closely, you can see that there are different layers for this one. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just check it out. Again, let's try with the pistol first. So you can shoot this thing right here. Got some bullets. That bounces. Okay, from the experiment, from this gun, we definitely have saw some little holes up here that that shows that it is already being penetrated by this gun, right? So needless to mention that the longer gun will definitely have a larger impact on the face mask, which means that sometimes for people wearing face masks, you shoot a bullet at them, which is something that you shouldn't do because it's against the law and it's harmful to the others. But just in case that a face mask wouldn't protect from someone using a BB gun like this in a 5-meter distance away. And then the third type of material that we're going to test with is this rubber medical glove. So the reason why that I think that this one might be really tough to shoot at, because first of all, it's really elastic. It's really hard for it to scratch it. It's really difficult, and I just believe that the BB guns might not have a chance. And second of all, there are 2 layers for this, which means that it will be even a harder task for the guns to penetrate a 2-layer glove. See what I mean? I do see some little holes up here, if you can see it clearly. And I would say that the gun did a pretty good job. It actually penetrated the material, which we can see on the back. There are still holes on left, right? So yeah, I'd say it definitely penetrated, which the gun did a really great job on this. Which is, by the way, the pistol. Okay. So for the fourth thing that I'm going to show you is a compressed biscuit. And for those of you who know how hard a compressed biscuit can be, is that they cannot be just easily chewed. They have to be like ripped into parts, into little pieces, and then you can chew it on. So, which means that it is really hard that even your teeth cannot penetrate those things. So now we're good. So now we'll just have a try, and let's see what those guns can do with the biscuit. I'm just gonna put it right here. Something like this. Boom. Okay. I think this is gonna take a few shots because the target is incredibly small. I'm sure that's not the sound. Okay, we got to make one. I'm gonna have to put 2 of them. It's gotta be working this time. Man, that's too darn. I think it's only that this part and this part are being hit, but I can't barely see the sign. I barely can see the holes up there. Let's just try the second one. Well, take a look at the results for the big gun, the rifle here. There are definitely some holes here, and I think they're kind of deep. You know, it's kind of like 2 or 3 centimeters deep, right? So I would say that, yeah, it seems apparent to me that the rifle is much stronger than the first pistol. The last thing that we're going to shoot is this limited edition of Coca-Cola baking soda can, which is really rare, and they're really worth for a collection. But unfortunately, there's nothing other can that could be found, so I'm just gonna have to use this one. It's really precious, but still, and I believe this is just like the regular, you know, the texture is just like the regular cans, the baking soda cans. So I would just shoot this directly with the larger power airsoft gun. Okay, and let's try. This was a bit difficult to shoot at as well, but we'll just try our best to shoot this on, especially with this big gun. Oh, it ricocheted on my leg. Shoot. Wow, look at this. Now, baking soda can definitely look something, right? It's really hard, you know, but I think that is the reason why that a gun such as the BBs cannot easily penetrate those outside thin layer. But still, we can see that there's a large gap, right, that is being filled here, which makes that prove that it is still strong in power of those BB gun, which is quite impressive. Jeez, look at those BBs. They're everywhere. Some of them are turned into little pieces, I would say, due to a higher impact of the BB guns. For example, like this one. It's really impressive. Okay guys, now let's sum up. From the experiments that we just did, we can see that airsoft guns or BB guns can still create a high impact to some extent. For example, the baking soda tin can that we just damaged, or simply the medical rubber gloves, right? And it really depends on what type of the airsoft gun it is and how long the spring can be. Even though its power, the power of airsoft gun cannot be compared with the real gun, but its benefits are still manifold. One utmost thing you can do with it is to play shooting combat with your friends. This allows you to experience a real battle situation just like the paintballs without getting hurt by a real gun. Also, having an airsoft gun that has retreating bolts can simulate a real gun, which is quite an excellent tool for shooting gun battlefield. Finally, airsoft guns provide a way for you to practice your shooting skills, especially as military or armored fan. For some kind of guy like me, it definitely requires some shooting skill experience or practice. Hey fellas, that'll be the end for today's video. If there's anything that you wanted to ask, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you're interested in this video, please hit the like button for my first video in YouTube, and I'll see you next time.